Hello and welcome back to another video. We are here showing this week's watches, and what a drop we have for you today. As you can see, I am behind a tower of boxes and watches. This is going to be fun. Now, as always, before we get started, if you are here to see a specific watch and you don't want to hear me ramble about all the watches, down in the description is a specific timestamp to each watch I show. Also included in there is a link to the website so you can see all the watch and all the details, the prices, because a few people have said, why don't we mention the price in the video? Well, the reason being these videos stay up forever, so someone might come across this in a year's time and hear the price and think that's what they can get one for, when in reality, you know, the prices have likely changed in that time. So we don't say prices in the videos for the same reason we don't put prices on the sold section of the website. I hope that explains it for you guys. And I just want to say thank you for another incredible week. I feel like I say it every single video, but that's because you guys and girls are absolutely killing it with the purchases, the sending of watches in, the very nice emails, the messages on Instagram. Like, honestly, it's been the busiest we've ever been, and that is thanks to you guys and girls, so keep it coming. Remember, if you do want to sell your watch, on our website, under the sell section, there is a form. Complete that form, we'll get back to you. I do want to say, make sure you double check your number and your email address you input in there, because obviously it can't check if it's a valid email for you, so you have to make sure you're putting in the right one. There has been a couple of occasions where people have put in the wrong email and the wrong phone number and called me after about a week moaning that I haven't come back to them. So please double check the information and I definitely will get back to you. Now, in regard to this drop, it is a very drop. As you can see, we've got stuff from Seikos to Amigas to a really cool limited edition Breitling Navitimer, which I'm excited to show you guys. But as always, before I forget, because I was about to forget then, what is on my wrist? I am wearing a watch that should be coming in the next few weeks. It's a watch that's been in the works for a little while. We've just had to work on a lot with the movement, the dial, and other things as well, which I'm going to go into a lot of detail once it comes up on the website. But it is a 1935 Rolex Oyster, one of the original early Oysters. Obviously, the Oyster was invented, I believe, around 1927, so this is not too long after that. And it is in the beautiful cushion case. It's 9-carat gold. We will have a period correct 9-carat gold bracelet, not a Rolex signed bracelet, but period correct, that came with the watch, and I believe would have been purchased when this watch was purchased at retail, because a lot of retailers at this time would include these kind of things to sort of upsell, if you will, at the checkout, just the same way most places will have straps on offer. They did it with solid gold bracelets back then as well. A really stunning example, and I look forward to bringing this to you guys. It's a special watch, and it's one I'm going to enjoy a little while longer before I do. So now that we have all of that out the way, all the rambling as usual, let's dive into the watches. And where shall we begin? Well, let's start with the Breitling because it is stunning. So starting with what is now become my favourite Navitimer by Breitling. So I've always liked the Navitimer. I've always found them a bit too big personally, just because of the size of the cases, and I've got quite small wrists. At 6 3/4 inches, and we'll show this on wrist in a little bit as well. But the dial configuration here with the white and also that striking red chronograph hand, I think is absolutely stunning, and the overall just design is beautiful. Now, bracelet, this has been, we did an Instagram live a little while ago and we asked, what do you think of the bracelet? And it was so split. Half of the people seem to really love it, half of them seem to really not love it. I'm actually in the camp where I'm not personally a fan of the bracelet. But the good thing is, this on a brown leather strap looks incredible. I'm telling you, this becomes a completely different watch. So don't be put off by the bracelet, because it's not the end of the world. But it is a limited edition model. This is the Navitimer 01 limited edition, reference AB012312/G756. Nice and short reference there, thank you Breitling. As you can see by the side, it is limited to 2,000 pieces, which is signed on the back. It does come with its original box, papers, full links, everything for this bracelet. It's in good condition. It does look like it's got some scratches and stuff, because it has been worn and it has got scratches. But because it's all polished, it sort of shows a little bit more. Now, can we get that all taken out for you? 100%. Just send us an email if you are interested in this, but want it looking brand new before you get it, we can get that done. Now, onto the movement. Inside here, if I can get that to focus, this camera is not playing ball at the moment. There we go. I believe that's a bit more in focus. If not, I'll just put some photos on screen. It is a automatic Breitling caliber B01, a very, very good workhorse movement. You can see it right there ticking away. We've got the chronograph running as we speak as well. Now, as I said, this comes with its box and papers. It's from June 2014, but let's get it on wrist and talk dimensions, because that's where this one shines beautifully in my opinion. So here we are. This is the watch on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. It is 42mm by 49mm lug to lug. So whilst that is quite a big case size at 42mm, that is a nice short lug to lug distance. Now on this bracelet, it does flare out a little bit more. Obviously it's not fitted to my wrist at the moment, but on a brown leather strap it wears incredibly, as I said. Only 14mm thick, which for a automatic Breitling is pretty thin, and 22mm lug, so again endless strap options there. It's not like they went awkward with a 19 or a 21 or a 23 or something annoying. So there you go. But go check this one out on the website. A great option for someone looking for a Navitimer, but something a little bit different, you know. As I said, limited edition. You're probably not going to see many of these. From there to a watch on the table, which I am hugely fond of, and I think I'm going to try and get around to doing another video dedicated to this watch, the Amiga Chronostop. So a Amiga chronograph, most of you have probably never seen or even heard of, and the reason I know this is because I own one of these personally, and every time I post it, the amount of messages I get asking what on earth that is, where can I get one, and all those kind of questions. So because of that, I have gone and sourced, and I've been looking for one for a while actually. It's just waiting for the right one to come up. A gorgeous grey dial Geneve Chronostop, the racing dial. Now you might be looking at this going, what? That isn't a Geneve, that's a Chronostop, but it's in like a dynamic case. It's a real oddball, this. So every single one I've seen and done research on, all have been around 1970. With a few exceptions to 1971. I've got a feeling they probably only produced them for 1970 and were completely sold out by 1971. What reason? The reason for that, I have absolutely no idea. Can I prove it? No, but that's my personal opinion from my research. You can see it comes on its integrated Amiga bracelet. Now the connection to the case, if you've ever had a dynamic, they're quite unusual. So that screw back isn't for the case. That screw back is to hold this bracelet down. This bracelet comes in like a separated thing to the case, and the case comes apart like a pod. It's all very complex. But that connection is the exact same for a dynamic, even though the case is completely different to a dynamic. And also for the size, from 1940, this is 41.5mm, which is insane for the 1970, but it wears so well because of how short that lug to lug is and the fact it's like a round UFO on your wrist. It's really cool. So they came in a couple of variants. There's the Geneve Chronostops, like what we have here, and there's the DeVille Chronostops, which is what I personally have. I'll put a picture on screen for you to see my personal one as well, and you can see the similarities there. Now the exact reference of this is the 146012, and beating away inside here is the Chronostop caliber 920, so the standard Chronostop that you see. Now how that works, you can see no seconds are running at the moment. You press this and it starts the chronograph going. Now it is a 1 minute chronograph. It's what I've called, and many other people, the world's most useless chronograph, but it is a cool watch nonetheless. Now to stop and reset, you just push it and it goes straight in. Now if you actually want to time something that is a minute and you want to stop it to be able to read, you hold it down and then you read the time, make a note, and then you let go. So that's the way you do it. Crown over here at 4 o'clock, obviously Amiga signed, all correct, all original. You can see we've had it polished and it looks amazing, fully serviced, everything like that. Now let's get it on wrist and talk dimensions. So here it is on my wrist. It is 41.5mm by 48mm lug to lug. It wears super well. I love how these wear personally. 13mm thick, so not very thick, and the integrated bracelet, as you can see, so it does mean you can't just put a generic strap on it. Now, you can see this bracelet is probably like 4 or 5 links big for me, so it is a full-size bracelet as well, which is good. It is watch only, so no box and papers, which is kind of to be expected for the 1970. So go check this out, go have a read, and I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised when you see the price and realise it's only a little bit more. Actually, it's probably around the same price as an actual Chronostop now, and this is far cooler in my opinion. Let's stick with Amiga whilst we're on it. Let's go over to the beautiful Seamaster. Who doesn't love an Amiga Seamaster? I mean, they are perfect, they're classic, they wear beautifully, and I think they are some of the best value in vintage that you can still get under £1,000 if you're lucky, or if it's the smaller size like this one. We've got a beautiful automatic example here, Seamaster with the date, 34mm case. It is perfect, and the reference of this one is the 166009, and it is the automatic caliber 5.62 beating away inside, and this one dates to 1966. You can see the case has been professionally redone, really beautiful polish with the brush. It's really well done actually. Now crown wise, the Seamasters usually have a nailed crown. Now there are a lot of examples of this watch with this crown as well as the other crown. Could it come with either? Potentially. Could this be wrong? Potentially. Could the other one be wrong? Potentially. The thing is, we don't really know for 100% because there are examples with both, but it is an Amiga crown, and that's the thing that matters. See hippocampus case back, nice big sort of blocky case back with the screws to unscrew. It does come on this really nice brown leather strap which suits it really well, and we do put a reproduction Amiga buckle on. But let's talk about dimensions. So I said 34, I actually meant 35, which is exactly what my calipers read at. So 35mm by 42.5mm, only 11mm thick and 18mm lug, so endless options here. We do have other strap options if you're not a fan of this pairing, so do let us know. But the thing to focus on is the watch, and this is stunning. The dial is clean and crisp. It's exactly what you want. Onyx markers, onyx hands, so no loom, but really stunning. And a perfect example for not a lot of money at all. It's going to surprise you guys. From there, we've got 3 Seikos on the table, so let's start with the Pogue, and by the time you're watching this, this is probably gone. If it isn't, you're in luck, go get it whilst it's still available. Infamous Seiko Pogue, and we have a great example for you here today. As I said, it's probably already gone by the time you're watching this, so I do apologise for teasing you with something you cannot have, but a really lovely example. Now, do be careful when you are online trying to get a Pogue. Either do your due diligence and research the living hell out of this reference, all the different nuances, the difference between aftermarket parts and original, because there are so many sort of fakes out there and aftermarket parts that are not being stated. This one right here is an all original, and it is on a reproduction Seiko bracelet that is true to the original, but interestingly it also comes with its original period correct bracelet, which is worth a few bob on its own as well. This one is great. I mean, it's got some marks of the dial, the bezel's a bit faded, the case has some marks, but it's to be expected for a watch of this age, which is April 1973. Really stunning. Always like these. If you haven't read the history on this, go check it out on our website, because we have gone into detail with the history. But let's show it on wrist and talk about dimensions. Now, this is part of the reason why the Pogue is so popular. It is 40mm by 46mm lug to lug, so that is really great. 14mm thick and pesky 19mm lugs, but luckily it comes with both bracelets, and there are options out there for straps as well. It looks great. I think these are really cool. The yellow on the dial, I mean, you just don't see it often. Obviously Breitling are famous for doing yellow dials as well, but I think Pogue sort of have sort of started the craze, if you will, with these colourful dials. I absolutely love this one. Go check it out on the website for more details and photos. You probably can't buy it, so keep an eye out for another one if we get one in. From Pogue to Sumo. The Seiko Prospex Sumo. What a cool name for a cool watch. I think this is probably the best diver option from Seiko, and that is a bold statement because everyone loves the tuna and the turtle and all the other references and nicknames that they give to the watches, but this has a sapphire crystal, higher grade movement, and overall just a nicer design as well, and it is a beast of a size at 45mm, but you wait till you see it on wrist, it is going to surprise you. Really great watch, a lot of value for the money, and this one especially because it is from November 2020 and comes with its full box and paperwork, and obviously its original rubber strap as well, and it's pretty much like new condition as well, so you're not gonna be disappointed when you get this one in the post. Now, the exact reference of this one is the SPB 101J1, and beating away inside is the caliber most of you will probably know, the caliber 6R35, so really great, and let's show it on wrist. So, as I said, 45mm case size. It is no small watch, but only, and I say only, 51.5mm lug to lug. So whilst that is not short, it's also not over the top considering the case size. It's only 13mm thick and 20mm lug, so again that helps with the wearability because the lug width appears smaller. Really great looking watch, a lot of watch for the money, and especially when you can buy it pre-owned from us and save yourself a lot on the retail, so go check it out. And the final Seiko on the table, a cult classic, the Alpinist. The world famous and cult followed Seiko Alpinist. SARB017 is the reference. Everyone knows it, everyone has seen it, most people have probably even had one. Vibrant green with the gold accents, cathedral hands, you know, inner rotating bezel, 4R35 movement as well. 6R15, sorry, completely wrong. Really nice case design and shape, signed crown. It was one of the first, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but one of the first sort of Seikos that really offered a big step up in quality and design, and it's sort of what put them on the map with collectors a little bit more than what they already were. Now granted, at this point Seiko was already popular with collectors, but this took it to the next level, and all the people who only buy Swiss all of a sudden started realizing there was a lot of value elsewhere, and this watch proved that. Now this one is from around 2018. It does come with a Seiko box, but it doesn't come with any paperwork, and it doesn't come with its original strap. This is actually a collar ebb strap, which is very soft, a nice sort of brown suede, which I think suits it very nicely. Now dimensions, which I know is what you're all interested in, here it is on wrist, 39.5mm by 46.5mm. It wears super well and is super comfortable. 13mm thick with 20mm lug, so nice and easy with the lug change. And to be honest, the original strap, I don't know if you guys have ever had one, or girls, but the original straps on these are absolutely awful in my opinion, so I wouldn't worry too much about the fact it doesn't have the original strap. So go check this one out, it is a great deal, and these are becoming harder and harder to get because they are discontinued. Now we're down to the final two. Before we get on to the Christopher Ward, let's take a quick look at this awesome Frederick Constant. Ooh, Frederick Constant. I said that so well. Now, we talk about value for money a lot, and we say it a lot and probably throw it around a bit too much, but occasionally there are watches that are incredible value for money, and this Frederick Constant is exactly that. Now, you might be looking at it going, it's a gold-plated quartz watch. What's so special? Well, the design is perfect, the execution is brilliant, and the size is just perfect as well. All of that put together in a package that is very affordable, and it just makes it a great alternative for people who want a really dressy watch for sort of the rare occasions. You know, they don't dress up a lot, but when they do, they want a watch to match that. Rather than having to spend a fortune on a watch that looks just as good as this, you know, you get the option of getting this instead, and that way you haven't really got to worry about your sort of putting a load of money into a watch that you're only going to wear very rarely. I think that's what this watch really does very well, and that's the kind of person it's going to appeal to, I think. I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, because then maybe everyone will appreciate it as much as I do. This one does come with its box and papers, unsigned guarantee, but it's from circa 2016. As I said, it is quartz. We've put a new battery in it, and the watch is basically unworn. That is the original strap, and you can see, I mean, there's barely any wear in it. The person who originally owned this, unfortunately, didn't wear it at all. So you can see, you can get it pretty much brand new. It's a watch they still make. So you can get it at, I think we're offering it at like 60-70% off retail. So a hell of a saving. 39mm by 43mm lug to lug. Really great size, it wears really well, and it offers a very modern proportion with sort of the vintage aesthetic that you'd expect from like a Calatrava or a Lange or something like that. 5.5mm thick and 20mm lugs. A really great option for someone looking for a dress watch at a very affordable price, and still from a brand with great history and reputation and everything like that. So go check it out. And last but definitely by no means least, a awesome Christopher Ward. A brand that I think do some of probably the best watches at this price point, modern, brand new. Christopher Ward, they are certainly taking the collecting community in waves, really, with their designs, their executions, and everything like that. And what we have here is a really great Christopher Ward C65 Trident Diver, manually wound. So it has a manually wound Sellita SW210-1. It's a bit of a mouthful there. So a nice manually wound diver in a good size with a leather strap. Now it does come with its original Christopher Ward strap with the old logo clasp, but it also comes with 2 extra Christopher Ward straps and its box and its thank you for purchase letter, but unfortunately no original purchase receipts or anything like that. But a really good looking watch nonetheless. Non-screw down crown, screw down case back, as you can see, with their famous trident on there. A really gorgeous watch for not a lot of money, and you'll see that when you go on the website. Now let's talk about sizes. This, because of the manually wound movement, is a bit thinner, which is nice. It is 41mm by 47mm lug to lug, so that wears really well, slightly on the larger size for those of you who aren't quite into the small vintage watches. This is a good alternative. 12mm thick and 22mm lugs, and as I said, it comes with 3 Christopher Ward straps total, so you're getting a nice little option there. But a good looking watch nonetheless. That sort of faux patina in the dial, it looks great. Definitely get vintage vibes with this, so go check it out and buy it today. So there you have it, guys and girls. That is this week's drop. What an incredible drop. Thank you all very much, and I'm excited for the next one. We're a little bit short at the moment as of the time of recording this video, so I don't know if there is going to be definitely one next week, fingers crossed. But in it is going to be a beautiful Bulgari, which I haven't yet shown on video, but if you follow on Instagram, you've probably seen it a ton because I can't seem to take it off. So I'm excited to bring those. But as always, if you have a watch to sell, go to the sell section. If you're not already following us on Instagram, be following us on Instagram. It's important at Kibble Watches because we showcase the watches early, which means if you're super keen on a model, you can get it before it even hits the website. And that is what happened with this drop. There was 2 watches, or 3 watches, sorry, that were supposed to be in this drop that didn't quite make it because they sold before. So make sure you're following there. But as always, keep well, keep safe out there. We've got the roadmap out of lockdown here in the UK. So fingers crossed everything goes to plan there, because then not only can we get back to the pub, which I am definitely looking forward to, but we can also get back to some level of normality. Hopefully some more watch events, some more trade shows, and we can get back to selling to you guys in person, which is what I enjoy the most. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you all again next time.